Early ancient nomadic groups considered tea a catholicon that could cure all diseases. People ate tea leaves together with salt, garlic, and dried fish, which was like what happened in Europe when tea first arrived there. Like Han nationality, Manner nationalities of China also accepted and loved tea. They needed tea leaves from eras under Chinese government's domination. So, tea directly concerned the harmony among different nationalities. Dynasties after Tang all government borderland through tea, believing that tea was most powerful than thousands of soldiers. Song Dynasty even tried to force Yuan Hao, king of Western Xia, a kingdom founded by a minor nationality, to surrender by cutting off its provision of tea. Inland China produced tea leaves while northwest Manner nationalities abundant in horses. In early Tang Dynasty, Han people usually exchanged silk for horses from ethnic groups. Tea was not in the major place in the bilateral trade, and leaves got by ethnic groups were only used for nobility's consumption. After its middle period, Tang Dynasty was busy suppressing incessant insurrections. It needed large amounts of horses, but exchanging horses with silk was a losing proposition. So, rulers decided to trade tea leaves for war horses in urgent need. Meanwhile, like in inland China, tea spread from nobilities to plebeians and merged into their lives. A story had it that Tang government wanted to exchange tea for horses with Huihe, a Manner nationality in northwest China, but was refused. Huihe didn't want tea leaves, but preferred to offer 1,000 horses in exchange for Luyu's, the classic of tea. Officials of Tang Dynasty looked all around for this book. In the end of poet Pi Yushu got one and solved this urgent matter. This story shows that drinking tea has become a fashion among ethnic groups then and tended to be more and more refined. Song, Ming, and Qing dynasties after Tang all inherited the business pattern of trading tea for horses. So, the history of bartering of tea and horse must have reached over 1,000 years. Sichuan and Yunnan in southwest China are major tea producing area since ancient time. So, some people guess that Tibet, which is near Sichuan and Yunnan, had tea since Han Dynasty. However, the Tibetans who held Prince Wencheng in high esteem choose to believe that it was she who brought tea to Tibet. In early years of Tang Dynasty, Song Zan Ganbu, who just founded a slavery regime in Tibet, sent envoys to the capital of Tang to pay respect to Emperor Taizong and asked for a marriage. Taizong decided to pick a princess in his relatives and married her to Tibet. In 641, the team escorting Princess Wencheng to Tibet set forth from capital Chang'an, today's Xi'an of Shanxi province, went along the north bank of river wetland, crossed Long Mountain to Qingzhou, today's Tianshui of Gansu. Then they went on westward through Hezhou, today's Linxia of Gansu, and Yellow River until they reached Qinghai. They passed Longzhi to Shancheng, today's Xining of Qinghai, along River Qiang, today's Yaowang River. In the direction of southwest, they climbed over Zi Mountain, today's Baiyangkara Mountain, and went across River Maoniu, today's Tongtian River, past Yushu region and over Dangla Mountain to Nagchu in North Tibet. At last, they arrived at the Tibetan capital Lhasa, today's Lhasa, opening a new chapter in the history of amity between Tang and Tibet. Princess Wencheng brought to Tibet medicine, calendar, vegetable seeds, textile and brewing technique, and tea. It is said that on arriving in Tibet, Princess Wencheng wasn't accustomed to the climate and died there. She drank half a cup of milk at breakfast and then drank half a cup of tea to dispel the strong smell. Later, she just mixed milk and tea together, adding pine, nut core, ghee, etc., thus giving birth to buttered tea, a drinking much loved by the Tibetans. It is recorded in history records that some of the tea leaves introduced to Tibet at that time were produced in Anhui, Zhejiang, Hunan, Hubei, and Sichuan. Starting from the time when Princess Wencheng married to Tibet, envoys came back and forth between Tang Dynasty and Tibet, making frequent business. The Tang-Tibet road quickly flourished in these circumstances. This road is not only for transportation and business between inland China and Qinghai and Tibet since Tang Dynasty, but is the only way from China to Nepal, India, and other countries. It has existed for over 1,300 years until this day. The introduction of tea leaves greatly changed in life of Tibetans. They have folk ballads like this: food of ham partly fills your stomach, while tea of Tibet keeps you full. And one would rather starve for 3 days than not drink tea for 1 day. This is because the Qinghai Tibet Plateau is scarce in vegetables and natives there live on meat and milk. Well, tea does not only help digest but provides necessary vitamins for human body. In response to the huge needs for tea leaves, a trade canal like the Silk Road emerged. Among the mountains and high peaks in the southwest frontier of China, people opened the most beautiful, most dangerous, and most exciting road in the world. For thousands of years, innumerable horse teams come and go on this road. This is the historic Tea Horse Road. It took its primary shape in Western Han when it was called Shu Shen Du Dao, meaning the road between Sichuan and India in Chinese. With the increasing frequency of business focused on tea leaves, the road bloomed since Tang Dynasty and kept being strengthened in later times, developing into the biggest and most complex business network in the ancient continent. In history, Tea Horse Road has had 3 major trunks: the Tang Tibet Road, today's Qinghai Zhang Tibet trunk, and the 2 lines later called Dian Yunnan Zhang Tibet trunk, and Chuan Sichuan Zhang Tibet trunk. Dianzhang line starts from Xishuangbanna and Simao in South Yunnan through Lincang, Baishan, Dali, Lijiang, Zhongdian, and Deqing to Chengdu, Linzhi and Lhasa of Tibet. Chuanzhang line sets out from Ya'an of Sichuan through Kangding to Chengdu to meet Dianzhang line and there radiates to the whole Tibet through Lhasa. After that, tea leaves are sold to the other side of Himalaya, India, Nepal, and other South Asian countries. Among these 3 Tea Horse Roads, the Tang Tibet Road developed early. The other 2 got to be rapidly developed because Tibetans were more and more interested in tea from Sichuan and Yunnan. They were not just for bartering of tea for horses either. Gangs of horse teams shuttled back and forth, dealing in tea leaves and food from Sichuan and Yunnan, medicine and wool of Tibet, and jewelry and spice from India and other countries. To make transportation easier, Yunnan tea leaves were mostly made into bricks or blocks, which were tidy and nice and easy to be packaged and loaded. For thousands of years, the Tea Horse Road has become a key bond in the cultural, economic, and religious blending of all nationalities in Yunnan, Sichuan, and Tibetan areas. It has also become a crucial canal for Chinese tea and Chinese culture to be spread to the world. because through this hand of one merchant after another, the Chinese, the Indian, and the Persian carried tea leaves to the faraway West Asia and Europe.